Have you been gardening for many months and still you're producing pea-sized veggies? Well, in this video, we're going to show you how you can grow giant-sized non-GMO organic veggies. Welcome back to Seed Time and Harvest. We are in the garden today and we will be feeding our plants. Here's an interesting question for you. Can you tell what your plants need just by simply looking at the leaves? Well, yes, you can. Are your celery looking limp or your cabbage looking droopy? Well, it may be time for you to feed your plants. Plants need a lot of essential nutrients for them to grow, to thrive, to survive, and most importantly, give you a healthy harvest. But there is no need to run to the big box store to purchase expensive synthetic fertilizer or even organic concentrate. Why? Because you can make your own with simple things from your kitchen that you were already planning on throwing away. So what's in our fertilizer, you may ask? Well, fertilizers are made up of plenty of essential nutrients that builds the soil structure. This will encourage our plants to grow and to survive. The best homemade fertilizers are made up of good dose of nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. If these three minerals are not present, our plants will struggle to grow healthy root system. It will not have healthy leaves, and it will not be able to convert energy from the sun. You can get all these nutrients in anything from banana peels to apples to composted lettuce, even from whatever kitchen scraps you may have. Let's go inside to find some kitchen scraps. The process of making your own homemade fertilizer starts right here in your kitchen with leftovers, whether it be from breakfast, from lunch, or even a light supper. Here I have a variety of kitchen scraps, fruits and veggies. I have carrots, celery, lettuce, even apples and old banana peels. These are all nitrogen-rich elements that we're going to blend up to make our fertilizer right now. You can start collecting your kitchen scraps over the course of a few days. And if you don't have an airtight container to store them in, you can always put them in the freezer for the day that you will make your fertilizer. Now, I have big chunks of celery. I don't want to add the big chunks to my blender, so I'll just get my scissors. You can use a knife if that's all you have, and you cut them into smaller sizes so that it will make it easier for them to blend. I'm gonna load my blender with my kitchen scraps, and then I'm going to add water so I can make a nice slushy of these veggies. Load my blender, load my blender, load my blender. Of course, you don't have to fill it up with kitchen scraps. You can make several batches, but a little bit will go a long way. And then I'm just going to cover my veggies with water. Otherwise, the blade is just going to spin and nothing will get blended. And we are ready for processing. And that's it. We have a nice kitchen scraps smoothie that's going to be rich in nutrients that our plants will love. Here it is. We just created a wonderful, delicious, nutritious, healthy liquid fertilizer that our plants will love. Don't mind the look. The next step is to strain this liquid fertilizer, and you want to dilute it. It's very important that you dilute this because it's very nutrient dense, and we don't want to add all of this nutrient straight to the plants because it may burn the roots. And if we leave all the slushy on the top of our soil, it's going to introduce anaerobic bacteria, and we do not want to offset the ecosystem in our soil. So strain, dilute, and then apply. And even though I'm adding it to this juice jug, I am also going to put it in a bigger watering can with even more water. So all of this is leftover kitchen scrap, so there's nothing bad in it. I'm just gonna feed it through the strainer with this spoon. If you have a cheesecloth or another cloth that you can use to strain, by all means go ahead and do so. We just need all of the liquid in our jug. And I can rinse this again. Just try not to get any of the pulp down. The final step is to add this green juice to our plants. And this is how you make fertilizer right in your kitchen. So we strained the pulp. I put it back in the blender, added more water to dilute that. I have some water in my feeder here, so I'm going to pour this in. And then I'm going to strain the last batch that's in my blender. And it's very important to strain it because the holes on this feeder is rather small, so I don't want it to get caught. So that's another reason why it's necessary to strain your liquid fertilizer. When you're done with this, you can add it to your compost pile. It will further decompose. And you can add that later. It's wonderful growing winter hardy vegetable, cool hardy vegetable, and just to see how they recover even after a snowfall. A couple days ago we had a snowfall, our plants were covered, and so today we want to help boost the plant growth by adding our liquid compost. Now, in addition to this mixture, we really need to add C90. However, C90, this particular C90 requires a 24-hour brew, and because we're going to be applying our compost tea today, we're going to add this mixture in another video. However, for today, we're going to add this instant compost tea, which is a mycorrhizae, a super blend. This is going to encourage minerals growth, minerals in our soil, which will in turn encourage bacteria, protozoa, beneficial nematodes to inhabit our soil, to improve our soil structure, so that our plants will be able to take in this compost tea that we're going to be adding. The final addition to our compost tea is going to be this clean kelp. This is a good source of potassium, which is necessary to improve plant structure and to just encourage them to get disease resistant, to thrive and survive. For the clean kelp, we are going to add 2 teaspoons per gallon of water, and since this is a 2-gallon feeder, we're going to add 4 of these teaspoons. If you add a little more, that's great. With the kelp, you can do this every week or every feeding. And then with the mycorrhizae, we are going to add 1 teaspoon per gallon as well. So of course, we're just going to add 2 of these. And if you are interested in these supplements, I will put the link in the description box so you can look to see if you're able to purchase these. And this one comes with a scoop. So just 2 of these scoops. Now we'll mix this in. Just gonna use my fork to make sure there's no soil on this to clog up the hole in the feeder. And that's it for making our compost tea. The final step is to apply this evenly throughout the garden area. If you are able to, you should feed your plants at least every 2 weeks. Nitrogen especially is a mobile fertilizer, so it will not stay in the soil in the same place. It will get washed away. So at least every 2 weeks, especially for your greens, you need to be adding a nitrogen-rich fertilizer to your garden. However, not too much, because too much nitrogen can be acidic. It will burn the roots, it will kill the microbes in the soil and cause your soil to be infertile. So a good amount spaced over time is exactly what your plants will need. Thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate your support. I appreciate the comments, the interaction there. It's amazing. Keep it up. And we're always putting out new content to encourage you to grow, to be better at gardeners, from the garden to the kitchen, and today from the kitchen back to the garden. So if you have not subscribed as yet, go ahead and do so you will never miss an episode. Until next time, thank you for joining us on Seed Time and Harvest. Happy planting!